As a school counselor, I found the TIPTeens to be invaluable in a crisis situation. They're just magic at the elementary level. We put them down in the library and the small children walk in and they go right to the TIPTeens as if the adults aren't even in the building. And they're great at the high school level too. A lot of times teens are much more comfortable talking to other teens than they are to adults.
What I have found in reference to TIP volunteers being present at the scene of a death is they have a tendency to take the edge and distract the trauma that's going on, and it allows families to become anchored and receive consistent information and a source to go to that is outside their normal conversation basis.
As a school resource officer, what I've seen as far as a positive impact with the TIPTeen program in my school is that, first of all, it gives the opportunity for the teens that are volunteers to come to the forefront and to be trained, educated, to be in the forefront, basically to be good citizens, community volunteers, giving back to their community. In another way that I've seen is that with the experiences that we've had at the school I am assigned, we have had some accidental and some suicide deaths. And I have seen TIP teen volunteers and TIP adult volunteers in action in our school. The feedback I've gotten from faculty and from the students is that they were a lot more comfortable opening up to TIPTeens or to TIP volunteers as opposed to the counselors that normally would be sent from the school district.
The day after my nephew Clayton was killed, they came to the memorial service that was held at Clayton's school. And although at the time I didn't know who they were, it was kind of like angels being around you because they were there guiding and taking care of us that day. I can't really describe what it was that they had, but there was a calming confidence, comforting manner about the teen, and it wasn't overpowering, but it was an absolute comfort. I don't know how to describe it any other way.
The day that Rachel fell, I was at marching band practicing, and she was at track, and I was actually on the track team with her, and she had been racing her best friend Christy, both of which were in my class. And so it was really difficult because the next day I showed up to class and I actually sat right next to Rachel, and she wasn't there anymore. It was much more comfortable to talk to someone my own age, so it was nice because I felt like they could relate, because adults sometimes have been around people that have passed away more often, and I want to say they're not really desensitized to it, but it's easier. They know how to get over it, whereas teenagers haven't been around as much to experience such deaths. One of the things that teen volunteers were able to do is they showed me that when this happened, the next day you could still show up and everything was still going to keep going. And while things might be a little different, it was still going to keep going. And when you have such a big shock, it's hard to move on to the next step. And they showed me that it was possible, even if you're not a big adult.
As you can see, TIP is a vital tool that can be used to help people through some very emotional times. Being there to assist someone with a calming presence, a shoulder to lean on, or walking someone through what is possibly the worst day of his or her life, you could make a difference in your community. Both adult and teen volunteers are always needed. If you're interested in volunteering some of your time, visit the website at www.tipnational.org or call the TIP National office at 760-724-5143.
As a school and a school district, we were looking at our disaster response plan, and we thought that an integral component to that would be able to have teens have the skills to help our community if we were in crisis. In the class that this training offers is called Disaster Leadership, and that is the reason the students take the class. It's getting quite a reputation for allowing them to learn lifelong skills and make a positive contribution in their school and their community. I didn't have any apprehensions about teenagers learning these skills. In fact, I've been pleasantly surprised at how able they are to learn them and apply them. And I know that because they come back on a daily basis telling me that they're using these emotional skills.
It was kind of like angels being around you because they were there guiding and taking care of us that day.